how to make good habits. Today I'm going to tell you how to make good habits using few principles, and these principles are taken from the book called Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. Hello amigos, this is Nihalika and welcome back to my channel. Everybody wants a good life with good habits included in them, and nobody wants bad habits to be included in them. Even then, we all have bad habits and also do them often. This is because we are being deeply motivated and being reasoning ourselves for years for doing those bad habits. For example, a person who smokes gives a reason of being stressed all the time. It doesn't mean that person who isn't smoking is having 100% peaceful life. It just means that he has chosen some other habit to reduce his anxiety and stress, and definitely the second person will be having a better life than the first one. Now I'm going to tell you how to build a habit in 4 steps. Firstly, let me tell you why should we build a habit. Basically, when we do something new, our brain starts experimenting it, and when it is rewarded for it, it stores the information subconsciously. And when you do it a couple of times, it is no more experimenting but a step-by-step process. And this step-by-step process is a habit. When this information is stored subconsciously, it becomes easy for us to do a task. These 4 steps I'm going to tell are the signs of how habits work. First one is cue, second one is craving, third one is response, and the fourth one is reward. Cue means making things obvious, craving means making things attractive, response is making things easy, and reward is making things satisfying. Let's say you decided to learn a guitar, and now let's put this in all these 4 steps and understand. Cue, making it possible, which means when it would only be possible when the guitar is placed in an area where it is obvious to look at, not when it is tucked in a closet, and it should be put in an easy to reach place. And the second thing is craving, making it attractive. Craving is a motivational force that drives you to keep your habit. Why did you feel like playing guitar? Maybe because you wanted to sing out your feelings, or maybe because you wanted to dedicate a song for someone. This step, craving, is really very important. You must have one or create one. And the third one is response, making it easy. This is a very important step. However strong your desire is, at some or the other point you would like to quit or at least procrastinate. So to make it easy, what you do is play the easiest chords and notes in the guitar until you feel like moving further. If not today, maybe the next day. But never give up on picking up a guitar and playing the easiest notes. And the fourth step is reward, which means making it satisfying. Obviously, you will feel a bit satisfied because you're already a step ahead than yesterday. 1% of positive change daily, every day, would make you a better person, and one day you would become a person you wanted to be. But 1% of negative change every day, or 1% of laziness every day, or 1% of procrastination every day will lead you to become a person you never wanted to be. For example, 5 minutes of yoga or 15 minutes of exercise in the beginning will make you a better person one day. In the course of time, you also feel like increasing the working out time, like from 15 minutes to 20 minutes, 20 minutes to 25 minutes to 30 minutes, and one fine day even you'll end up doing 1 hour workout, and that is really amazing change. But never stop starting at 5 minutes. This is really very important. And now, how to break a bad habit. Breaking a bad habit also contains the same 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. Here, the cue means not making it obvious. Craving is not making it attractive. Response is not making it easy, which means making it difficult, but the reward is feeling satisfied. Let's take an example and apply to all 4 steps. Now let's just think you're trying to give up on junk food or unhealthy food. Now let's apply this to the cue. Cue is not making it obvious. Not making it obvious means you should be very obvious that you don't come across junk food for the initial stages, and you can also, You should stop buying your junk food. Like when you go to a regular store, you actually know where the junk stuff and all are present. So you can also change the supermarket you go where you doesn't know where the junk stuff is present. You will only end up buying the things you need, and you can also avoid the vision of the junk food and try to throw away all the junk food present in your home. So which means basically you're not coming in contact with your junk food. And the second step in breaking a habit is craving. That is, do not make it obvious. This is a very favorite and most important step, and it is very comforting for me. This is because when you're eating a junk food or unhealthy food, it obviously means it is definitely having drawbacks, but we don't know that. So what you do is go searching for videos of unhealthy food and its drawbacks, try knowing facts about them. So it will obviously make you don't feel so comfortable eating them, so it becomes unattractive to you. And in case some people like me, even though they see the preparation of things, they start feeling like eating. For them, you can also try to know the ugliest facts about those junk food things, about the trans fat, about the nutritious values, about how is it going to impact your brain. And also when you start knowing these things, you will start repulsion towards junk food, and that does work. And if in case it doesn't work, what you do is keep a name for yourself when you're eating that, and ask someone to call you when you're eating it, something which you feel which you don't like. So this would make it unattractive. And the third one is response, making it difficult to reach. The second and third one are interlinked. When you stop eating junk food or stop eating outside food, you'll try making it at home, and preparing junk food at home is not that easy. It is obviously difficult, and when things are difficult, you tend to do it less. And even if you're staying in a hostel or staying out of station, something like that, make sure your place is a bit far from actual canteen areas and all. Sit in a place where you can't reach out, or you can't reach out easily to the place, so that you would think twice or thrice. And also make sure you prepare your own food or easy foods to get to your workplace, so that you don't often end up eating junk food. So yeah, our mission accomplished. We didn't eat any outside food or junk food or unhealthy food. So this obviously leads to the first step, that is satisfaction. Okay, now let's see the best way of implementing a habit. When you have decided to study something, don't just say, I would start studying from tomorrow. Instead say, I would tomorrow after 7 a.m. I would spend 2 hours of time for studying. This would make more possible for you to study, because you already know when you are going to study. Second thing is, say it out loud and write it somewhere so that your brain registers strongly. And this is called implementation intention. And the another added advantage is because you already know what you're going to do between 7 to 9, you would less likely make other commitments during this period. Thing is, give your habit particular time and space to live in this world, and the goal is to make time and location so obvious that with enough repetition you get an urge to do the right thing. For making it even more easier, you can add upon another method called habit stacking. In this you have to stack a new habit that you're trying to make to the one which is already existing. Now let's see how the previous example of studying turns out when you add this habit stacking method. Tomorrow, after working out for 1 hour from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., I am going to study for 2 hours in my study room. And this is even more clear, and what actually happens is finishing your exercise becomes cue for your study, and this is even more clear now, and you will mentally be prepared, and whenever you finish your exercise, you actually know what you have to do the next part. Everything is fine, but what makes the change consistent and what keeps us persistent? Motivation. Generally, motivation is overrated, says James Clear. Let's see how. Generally, we choose what we eat and what we drink depending upon our surroundings, not because we are hungry. For example, let's say You have a canteen in your college, and whenever you go there you will buy the most obviously seen thing, that is soda. And no canteen keeps more water bottles than soda bottles. And just hypothetically, just imagine that they have installed the 3 to 4 water stations in the way to the canteen from your classroom. And when you're thirsty, you will obviously stop at one of the stations and drink water rather than going all the way to the canteen and buy a soda. So this is how surroundings affect our behavior. And one more thing is, when you are alone in your room and you have a plate full of cookies with you, you will go for it. But when the same plate of cookies are in conference room, no, you wouldn't go for it, right? This is also another example for surroundings being part of your behavior activities. Environment is invisible hand that shapes your behavior. We have sound, sight, taste, touch and smell, but the most important sensation is sight, that is vision. Half of the brain resources are used on vision, and we are more dependent on vision than any other senses. Cue is visual, which is greatest catalyst for our behavior, and so it is very important for oneself to surround themselves with productive cues devoid of the unproductive ones. There is good news in this respect, that you don't have to be victim of your surroundings, you can actually create one for yourself. How to design environment for success. It is easy not to practice guitar when it is tucked in the closet. And thing is, cues are to be more visually available, and by comparison, creating an obvious visual cue draws your attention towards the desired habit. Our behavior not only depends upon the object in the surrounding, but also depends upon the relation with the object. Stop thinking that your environment is or surroundings is filled with objects, and start thinking as if they are filled with relationships, and think in terms of how you interact with the spaces surrounding you. For example, for someone, couch is a place where they sit and read for an hour, and for some other, it's a place where they watch television. It's the same place, but different associations with different people, and hence the different habits. Which means that you need to keep different places for different works, because this helps you to do your work efficiently without interruption of something else. For example, if you sit and study in a place, you will only study there, and if you use phone in that place, you will obviously be confused and mixed. While you're studying, you'll start using your phone, and just imagine reading while sitting on a dining table. It is also disturbing, right? So marking separate spaces for a particular task is a very good initiative, which is very less interruptive. We can we can do our work more efficiently. In a study conducted a research, instructed insomniacs to get into the bed only when they were tired, and if they weren't able to fall asleep, they were told to sit in a different room and only get into the bed when they were sleepy. And eventually what happened is, those people started to associate the action of falling asleep with climbing in the bed. Habits can be changed very efficiently in a new environment. Little bit of discipline will actually solve all the problems. People with tremendous willpower are found out to be those individuals who are not so different from the ones who are struggling, but instead these were the ones who spent less time in tempting situations. There are 4 habits given in this book, Atomic Habits, but trust me, till now I was only explaining the first law, and I didn't feel like brushing up the whole thing. It's a book review, but even then I didn't feel like brushing up all the 4 laws, because what I thought is anyone who is watching this video should be benefited even by 50%. And so I didn't I felt this first law is really very important, and this would be a basic start for someone to change their habits. And the second, third, fourth laws are very important, are also very helpful to changing your habits, how to break your bad habits, how to create a good one, how to be persistent over these things, and how to you can control yourself, you can control your habits, you can control your surroundings, etc. And So that is the reason I didn't want to brush the whole thing, but I wanted to explain this in detail. So I hope you like this explanation. And if you also want the second, third, fourth laws also to be explained, please comment below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, share with your friends. And if you have any queries, you can comment below or DM me on Instagram at the rate selfmade sassy. I will leave the link below in the description box. So yeah, that's all for today guys. Hope you liked the video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.